Welcome to Melbourne for a weekend of fierce competition. We're a stone's throw from the beach here at the Albert Park circuit. It might be party mood in the grandstands, but in the paddock, expectations and tensions are high. The Albert Park circuit is bursting with rapid corners and a long straight where drivers can push their speed to the limits. Good attention to medium speed downforce will likely make beating this beast of a track just a little bit easier. We might still be early in the season, but that doesn't mean we can sit back and relax. Everything is up for grabs, and nothing is certain at this stage. The competition is on.
Stories, I'm a fool for your love.
Hey guys, you join me here, Snow86, and we're back on Formula 1 Manager 2022. So you join me here at the end of Q1. We're trying something a little bit different where we shorten the qualifying session. And unfortunately, you can see Theo got knocked out, guys. So if we run to the times, you can see Pierre is top 10 just about. But unfortunately here, Theo missed out by literally a tenth of a second. And it is very, very close between the top spread. Can I see the gaps? So you'll see the gap here all the way down to P17 is less than 1 second, guys, of a field spread. So it is so tight here. It is unbelievable. But we won't waste too much more time, guys. No real updates on the cars for this race. Hopefully we'll have a couple for the next round in Imola, and that will hopefully see us push a little bit further. But so far the development race seems to be pretty hot. Alpine have seemed to made a step forward here at this race because they have pace and a lot of it, and the Mercedes seem to be that little bit closer as well to the Red Bulls. If anything, the Ferraris have kind of remained stationary. So, and again, we are right nip and tuck with Valtteri, so that seems to be the layout of the land so far, guys. So we'll shoot through here to Q2. Hopefully we can make it through, and we'll see what we do then in Q3, guys.
Today, we see the culmination of the team's practice efforts translate to the all-important qualifying session. Practice 3 affords the teams one final opportunity to tweak their setups as the drivers get to grips with the tracks every turn. Once they reach qualifying, there simply won't be time to think twice. Drivers will need to outdo one another if they're to climb their way up the grid and secure themselves a solid starting position for tomorrow's race. What does today have in store? Only time will tell.
And we are back for Q2. So we did one run. We got heavily impeded by traffic, so we're 9 tenths off the pace. But you can see again just how tight that field spread is. A couple of tenths makes a huge difference here. So we have Pierre on fresh softs, and he's out doing his final run in Q2. What can we do? Again, we'll run it on ×2 just to keep it going, but so far it looks like Pierre might struggle for the first time this year not to reach a Q3 session, which would be a little bit of a disappointment. But as I say, we didn't really have many upgrades on the cars. If anything, Theo got a few upgrades, but didn't seem to do much with him. So across the line, we're currently 1.2 seconds off. Gasly improves. Ooh, look at that, 5 tenths off the pace. But that is so tight. I'd expect Bottas to improve maybe. Stroll does improve but not enough. Vettel does improve, not enough. Bottas does improve. So there we go, guys. Look at that. We are 5 tenths off the pace, and we are only P10. That is crazy going on, guys. Crazy going on. So to just show you how tight, as I say, the field spread is, everybody has developed a fairly reasonable car this year. So pressure is on us to keep improving and see can we get Theo into this fight, because having 2 cars up here would be a big difference. But for now, guys, we'll be back with our one and only run in Q3, and we'll see. It's probably looking like a P10 anyway, but we'll see how we go. So we're back for the start of Q3, or for the end of Q3 I should really say, and we are riding on board here now with Pierre. So we've sent them out very towards the end to see can we maximize maybe track conditions. Normally they ramp up towards the end of the session, so that is what we're hoping for. Now you can see that again Max just seems to have that edge on the rest of the field here, like 3 tenths ahead of the next closest competitor, which would be Russell. Perez is obviously only 2 tenths off the pace, but again, I think Max might just run away with this one a little bit. So everybody's going across the line now, guys, and we are coming pretty hard and fast. What will be set? If we can be anywhere towards that 5/10 mark that we were earlier, we'll be doing pretty good. But we're across the line now, and look at that, guys, P7. Get him, Pierre. So when push comes to shove, we're ahead of Hamilton, Alonso and Leclerc. And if you told me that at the start of the session, I don't think I would have believed you, because those cars are fast. Bottas with an amazing lap time as well, guys. So that is us for qualifying. Looking ahead to the race, it's looking like we might have a drop of rain here and there, so we'll have to see how that plays out for us. But so far, guys, I'm pretty happy with that. Starting P7.
The grid is packed and there's electricity in the air. But there's no surprises in that. It's race day.
Qualifying went well for Williams, as attested by their strong position on the grid. Now it's all about finding that edge for the race itself. We saw a solid qualifying performance from Ferrari, and they're sure to have their chance to push even further during the race. And the sky is looking grey and cloudy today. An effective tyre strategy could prove very valuable as the race plays out.
Exciting choices lie ahead then for the teams and their drivers here in Melbourne. So let's see what happens. It's a bit of a cloudy day for the race, but the atmosphere, as ever, is electric. And there we have Pierre Gasly. They might not be in the top 3 spots, but things could change fast once the race gets underway. And looking at the second Williams car, with their starting position in the back 10, they'll have their work cut out for them. Will their hard work pay off today? Get ready for the Australian Grand Prix.
So here we go, guys. 5 lights.
Lights out and away
And we
go.
are racing, so we're just going to jump straight on board with Pierre. Now we've been set to pretty aggressive off the start line here, guys, and we have rain coming. So it's got to be really a case of maximize our positions here at the start. I'd imagine everybody is running the same. Yep, everybody's running the medium tires. So that's with the view, I'd imagine, of the rain hitting us in around that first pit window stint. So there won't be much to be gained from strategy, so it's just got to be pure pace alone that gets us there.
You're doing good.
So we get Pierre up in position. Unfortunately, Theo stays
And there's
in
an
around the
overtake
same
from Williams.
area, but we'll just effectively look after ourselves here just a little bit, and we're going to get our tires back to standard as well. Don't want to burn through too much here on the first opening stint. As I say, it's going to be a long race of attrition, and it's looking like intermediates will be the way forward for us. So the fastest lap trickles way down the field there to Esteban Ocon, who grabs it. And we are right under the wing of Carlos Sainz, so we try and get the move done here around the outside. With just the help on that case, we're just going to deploy here on this corner. As we do have a long straight here, can we do anything with it? We'll keep the deploying going because we seem to have the pace of the Ferrari here in race trim. Which is interesting. Didn't think we'd be having the pace under Ferraris, but
Use DRS.
so we'll have DRS on the next lap. So we'll just use DRS on this next straight. Hopefully that will be enough to get us by. We didn't use it there for some bizarre reason, doing a lot of weaving behind the Ferrari, which is probably costing us time. But alas, Hamilton now is right behind us as well, guys. So that's our tyre strategy looking like at the moment. We're going to do mediums as long as we can, and then we're running onto the inters after that. So we get DRS this time. Can we get the move done? No, we're tucked up under this wing again of the Ferrari. And Theo's not making much progress behind either, which is a little bit of a concern. Although he makes a place now as Bottas drops to the back of the field after a spin.
Looks like there's been a lockup.
We do manage to get the Ferrari, guys, which is good for us.
And a new position just gained by
Now the
Williams.
trick is, can we run here and try and catch the back of Ocon? Ocon is quick though. So the Ferraris really seem to have lost a little bit of pace this year around, despite being the reigning constructors and drivers champions. They just don't have the pace this season around, and we are slowly but surely dropping off the back of that Ocon group. So I don't know, can we do much with that, but we'll see how we're going. Maybe Hamilton will have the pace because Russell is running P2. So maybe with a bit of luck Hamilton might be able to jump us and we might see something happen there. But for now, gap is fairly stationary. There goes Lewis. So we'll let that move happen. And while that move is happening now, we're just going to harvest our battery because we'll get DRS on the next run. There goes the DRS. Nope, we didn't use it. But it's just a chance for us to harvest batteries. Let Lewis build a bit of a gap. And then we can attack DRS again down here. So that's handy for us. We're just going to harvest here. Because again, DRS. And we seem to have gotten a nice bit of battery back. So we can just go back to neutral, guys. So it looks like P5 might be the maximum we can achieve there with Pierre. How is Theo's race going? He's stuck in a bit of a DRS train. Not sure can we do much for him, but we'll see. So we're just going to go deploy here and see can we do much out of the final section. Might be able to jump Vettel. And if we can just get him up to that tail end of the McLarens, he will be right on the cusp of points, and that'll be good for Theo. So he's going to try and go around Vettel here. This is going to be good. Still on deploy, and I think that move is done. So that's a good move for us. Gasly and Hamilton fighting away like mad. And Alonso has managed to jump everybody there. I've just seen that there now. So we're just going to have to probably flick to neutral here soon with Theo. Yep, we're just going to have to do it here now. And that's a bold move. Can he get it with DRS? I think he will.
Gained for Mercedes.
Nicely done. So if we can jump onto the back of Ricardo there now, we'll be up to
Looks like a good move from
we're up to
Williams.
P12 at the moment. That's a great move from Theo. And all of a sudden his race goes from being one where he's languishing back in midfield to fighting now close. Well, he's not too close, but if we can stick with Danny Rick here, he might just, we're just going to harvest here and try and build back some DRS. Oh, people will probably come by us now. So we just got to use it cleverly here to box off the McLaren. I don't think we've managed to do that. I think that McLaren is coming through. There he goes. So Theo's running P13, but we managed to get there. And Gasly, guys, is after suffering big time. Don't know what's going on at the front. Verstappen is down to P4. We're after really closing up on the train of the leaders from the look of it. Well, we're all stuck behind George Russell, who is 1.6 seconds off Perez, and Ocon is leading. I'm not sure what happened there, but something has happened. So we just better keep an eye here on our Frenchman and see how he's doing. But yeah, I don't know, are they picking up the pace or are we just not at the races there, but we're definitely dropping off. Oh, fastest lap is with Valtteri and he's down in 19th place. That's mad. Oh. That is crazy to think, and with the rain coming, there might not be a chance to do much more. The rain is still looking like coming around lap 1920. And it is looking like Inters now, so hopefully we can get that call right, because that can cost us big in the race as well. So we're going to gamble at Inters. But Theo's doing a good job here, and Norris is slowly catching Albon, I think, for the last championship point, so that'll be interesting. So Leclerc is kind of on the back of us. He's not too far off, only a second back behind, 2 seconds now behind us. But we do have the advantage of DRS, and this squabble up here is pretty intense. Verstappen is down to 5th now, 6th, because Hamilton has just jumped on there. So I'm not sure what's going on with Max's car. Did he have contact with somebody? I didn't see it because we were too busy looking after Theo. But we're still in touch with P3 at the moment, so that's okay. We'll take that. And God knows what will happen here once we enter the wet phase of the race. So you can see we lose a little bit here when we don't have close enough on the DRS. It's just a DRS train at the moment. There's not much we can do with it. We're just kind of stuck fighting with it. But they've seemed to pick up the pace. Not sure where they're going with that pace. But we might have to do the same here shortly.
Further rain expected.
So if that's the start of rain, we're just going to now pick
Focus.
up the pace, because we need to burn up these mediums. No point having mediums left when we can't use them again. So we're going to get both our drivers now to pick onto the quicker pace, aggressive, and see what we can do from there. Verstappen, Ocon and Perez are fighting at the front. Stroll and Theo are having a little bit of a ding-dong, which is interesting. Just got to keep an eye on that. But yep, Stroll has gotten us. I'd say we'll jump back here to him, and there goes Stroll. Is right on the back of that. Oh no, we've got Stroll again. I don't know where that's all coming from, but Stroll goes up the inside. We'll go up the inside. So the pace is really after ramping up here, guys, with rain expected. Yeah, and we are still side by side here with Lance Stroll. That's crazy driving. And we're going to see, can we go down the outside? We can't. And amazingly, Albon's after falling back into our reaches now as well. So Theo's on for possibly a point here or two. What's the rain prediction? Has moved. It's still in around the same ballpark thing. And I think we've enough of a gap that we can double stack our cars, guys. So that'll be mightily important as well when it happens. So once the rain does come, we will slow it down, because we'll have to be on the ball with our pits. So there we go, guys.
So
we have rain. So pit. We're gonna go Inters, pit this lap. We're gonna go pit. Just having a quick look. It's looking like it's not going to be too much rain until the very end of the race. Hopefully that is right. So we can kind of pick back up the pace here now again. Both our drivers are running pretty hard. Hopefully no mistakes come. Track is damp, and we are losing serious pace all of a sudden to the guys in front of us. So not sure what that is all about, but now we might gain here as people pit and don't pit. We are double stacking. So we can see Pierre is in the pits. In we go. And if we... Oh, are we going to get caught? We're not. Look at that. For a thing of beauty. In comes Theo. Theo's in. Theo's out. Great racing on our part, guys. So we're just going to bring our pace back to standard, because we just need to look after these just a little bit. Now we'll see who did what. Tsunoda is going to be dropping down. We're still behind Alex, so that's okay. The McLaren's one pitted, one is out way ahead, so Ricciardo is the big winner of that fight. With Gasly, there's a big crash, and that could be a safety car. We're coming up on the scene here.
It's a collision.
So we'll watch it. We'll see what happened. I don't know.
Here's the Ferrari.
Big fight with the Ferrari. Oh no. Please don't tell me my car got involved.
And that's
Oh,
a
thank
big
God.
Smash. They'll have felt that.
And I'm not sure who was the person who took out the Ferrari, but yeah, that is good for us. So Theo here should come out in a pretty strong position, and he does. Theo's into P10, guys. That's fantastic. And Pierre is up to P4, so Pierre really won out of that battle, guys. Now it's all about everybody's on the inters, so that's a good sign. We didn't mop up that pit stop. So we're just going to check gaps, and obviously no DRS now in the wet conditions, so it'll have to be purely done on pace alone, and Perez is the car right behind us. Now he'll probably get us, but I think we have enough to keep away from Ricciardo. Ocon could be an interesting one, but if he can't get past Ricciardo, we should be in a good place there, because I think we have the pace on Ricciardo. Ricciardo really won out of that battle. Look at that, he jumped so many spots. So it's madness. So we're just going to speed it up here a little bit, guys. As I say, it's a wet race, so there won't be too much going on. We just got to keep an eye. Perez is probably going to get by us here pretty quickly. There he goes. Now it's down to us and Ricciardo, and I'm hoping we have the pace to hold off Ricciardo, and he might be a bit of a roadblock, which would be fantastic for us. Theo's doing a solid job, 6 seconds behind Russell now, but Leclerc will probably catch him pretty quick, and we've the two Ferraris. And after that, I'd be hopeful that Theo can maybe hang with the back of the Ferraris. The weather is holding at 2 millimeters of rain. What will be interesting to see is if it dries out in any stage, guys. So this will be a unique, it's something different. So we are definitely hanging here with the back of Perez, which is good, because he'll bring us up to the back of Hamilton. And we are slowly gapping Ricciardo, which is very good. But Theo doesn't have much in terms of fighting with Russell, so I'd say it is a fight with the Ferraris there for Theo. So I think he's going to lose out here in points shortly, but that's a shame. And considering he was running with Ricciardo at the start, you can just see how much people lost in their pits. It's just insane, really. And we did get very lucky with Pierre that that incident wasn't revolved around us. That could have been a different outcome. So we're doing good. We're showing enough pace here that we can hang with Perez, which is good enough for me. Hopefully they're not all running on lower race pace, trying to conserve their wet tires. That'd be an interesting strategy. But going on my calculator, we'll have to pit again for tires at some stage. So we're just going to hang this out and see what we can do. We're running standard pace. What are people's tires? No, they all seem to be running pretty aggressive, because most of it pitted at the same time, and our tire wear is around the same. So interesting times. We just got to keep an eye on that graph. And we're actually probably using our tires a little bit less than even we thought we would. So that is also interesting. There's a lot of things playing out here in my head. I'm debating, do I attack, do I not? Could I get Theo maybe attacking a bit? We'll try it with Theo. Theo will be the guinea pig. We'll put him onto a bit more of an aggressive strategy, see what his tires will do. And if nothing else, it'll just offset the 2 cars a little bit, and that's not the bad thing either, so we don't have to double stack again. But so far it's working okay for Gasly, guys. He's hanging on to his P5 and we're gapping Ocon still. I think he's managed to get past Ricciardo, so we could be on for a good point score again here with Pierre. And that's all we have to keep doing, guys, scoring points in every round, and we'll be in a great position. So with Theo running the extra pace, his tyre life isn't, I wouldn't say necessarily worse than thing. Is he catching Russell? It's holding now kind of 8 seconds, so maybe this increase in pace from Theo might be a good thing. We just need to try and gap those few behind us. Those 2 Ferraris will get us at some stage, I have no doubts of that. But what we're hoping for with Theo is that once he comes in, and the gap is actually kind of maybe coming down to Russell, I'm not sure, but we'll see. We'll keep an eye on that as we jump on here with Gasly, and again nicely holding on to the back of Perez, who's just pulling us ever so slightly away from Ocon, which is great. And as I say, it's not overly wet. Oh, wrong. I only meant to click it once. So you see that we're doing okay. We're holding on to that. And that's Alonso, who is in P2. And Verstappen has an 8-second lead. So my prediction to start, I don't know what happened to him at the first stint, but Verstappen now starting to show his true colours and pace. And he's disappearing away. Unless he picked up front wing damage or something. But he just seems to be now in a different league altogether. So we'll just have to keep an eye on all of that. But poor old Charles Leclerc is outside the points still, as Theo is doing a solid job. And again, the tyre wears were going there another couple laps, still only a % of a difference, so that is interesting. So we might just speed it up here just a little bit and see what goes on with Theo's tyres. 2% of a difference now, which is okay. The gap is holding at 8 seconds to Russell. He's stuck behind Albon. So, and we are slowly with Gasly stretching away from Ocon. So it's all working so far, guys. All working so far. I do think probably we can start pushing on a little bit now with our drivers again. It's either that, or do we stretch it and try and go all the way? No, we won't have enough tyres to go all the way with Pierre, unfortunately. And definitely not with Theo if we don't have it with Pierre, so that's interesting as well. No, Leclerc has finally gotten past.
Advance the race position.
So we'll
Let's
check
take
this
a
out.
look at the replay. Watch this. There's Leclerc.
So side-by-side action, fantastic
Gaining
to
a
see.
position there. Oh, they
And
make it look so easy.
there he goes, and probably shows, not too disappointed. Don't be like that. So if we jump back here and we jump on board with Theo. Now this is where it gets interesting, because that Ferrari might have the pace to pull up to the back of Russell. We'll just have to wait and see. But that might bring Theo with us, guys, and I think we could get Ricciardo, Albon. I definitely think they are a possibility if these Ferraris have the pace. So we're banking on the Ferrari now having a bit of pace in it. That will pull us along nicely as well. It seems to be the case, similar here with Perez, that we might just get pulled along nicely. We're just going to check tyre life of everybody. We're not the best. Definitely not the best. So I do think it's another stop coming for everybody. So with that in mind, we'll keep an eye. What's the weather forecast looking like? Still staying the same. That is wet throughout the race. So I think we could probably push on here with Pierre as well. And now I think think it's time to see what we can really do. And thankfully Leclerc does have the pace to be pulling in that group, and Russell gets past Albon, so we might now catch Albon a little bit quicker than we hoped. At least that's what I'd be hoping for. And there you go, you can see now we are on the back of this group here with Alonso. So it's important that we stick with Perez as much as possible here, because Perez is going to be lightning fast, and if he's clearing cars and we have the pace to stick with him, we need to be on that. And all of a sudden Perez seems to be actually dropping us, such as his pace increase. So that's interesting. So we're just going to go deploy here. We need to be close to this fight because I think Perez is going to get him. They've been side by side now with a while. I don't think we have much on this, guys. So that's some battling there between Perez and Hamilton. Still side by side. Look at this. Get this off the screen. And I think Perez has done it. He has. So that's mightily impressive from Perez. And we'll see what we can do here on Hamilton. It'd be great if we can. Oh, we're burning through too much battery. So I don't think we will now, but all we can possibly do now is hang tough behind. But still we're stretching away. 5 seconds to Ocon. Is he catching us as a group? He might be closing up ever so slightly, but Perez now should have the pace to pull up to Alonso, who's having a fantastic race there, guys, running in P2. So definitely interesting to say the least. And we are looking like, where is, ooh, we've dropped off the back of Leclerc there now, so we might just go back to standard with both drivers and see what that does for us, because we're slowly dropping off the pace. Whether it's because we're burning our tires too much, I'm not sure actually, but it's a bit concerning.
Oh, and Ferrari just gained a place.
So hopefully now we can stay with the back of Sainz this time. And by far our tires are now the worst on the grid. So that's something to note. We seem to be burning our tires pretty hard on this car. Definitely the wet tires anyway. But we're still doing okay. So we're coming up to our pit window pretty soon, and I'd say we probably will be taking it. So we'll just speed it up to ×8, see what's going on. Just enter our pit window, that's fine. Gasly is slowly dropping off the back. Alright guys, that's not good. We're running down. We've done 20 odd laps on these tires. So both drivers now are in their pit window. It's raining again. So I think this is where we need to be. So we're going to pit Theo for a fresh set of inters this lap. And next lap we're going to pit. So yeah, we did select a fresh set. Turn it up to aggressive. I just want to make sure we picked the right tires. We did. So Pierre on this lap is going to go ultra attack.
And then let's go push.
Theo's in the pits.
And you'll go push. Copy.
So we should come out ahead of Norris. Hoping. Nope, we did not. Stroll. So we're just going to run him on thing, and we're going to get him to push for this out lap. So you can see now people are starting to make their second pit. So have we pulled a stroke of genius here by pitting in that little bit earlier, get the advantage on the soft tyres or the new rubber. Oh, Theo locked up. Oh my god.
We've had a crash.
Let's jump on board with Theo. What has he done to the car? Aerodynamics, front wing terminal damage. Oh, he's going to have to do another lap. Oh my god. So we're just going to do all that. Pit this lap. Ignore. So that's ruined Theo's race. So that's unlucky for poor old Theo, guys. He was on for a good result there. And with Gaz, you know, we're just going to push on hard for a couple of percent just to see what he can do with his tyres. Russell is in. We jumped Russell. That is fantastic. So we're just getting back to aggressive. Theo should be in this lap. And there he goes for another set of another fresh set of intermediates, and he's going to put on a new front wing, and Theo is officially lapped and running last place. So guys, I don't know what to do with Theo. He's a good driver, but he just needs some time. So people should be coming into the pits now pretty quickly, so we're going to jump on board here with Pierre, and he is stuck behind the wing of Ricardo. That's not good for us because we need to clear Ricardo realistically. So we're just going to have to do a little bit of harvesting, get him to burn some fuel. And coming out of this corner, we want to go overtake actually.
DRS is currently disabled. DRS is currently disabled. Okay.
I don't know, have we done it? I think we have.
And there's an overtake from
I think
Williams.
we did. So now what we need to do is just build up our ERS again a little bit, guys. That was a big move for us. We had to get Ricardo there even, because if we didn't, we were in trouble. We're just going to go neutral here now and try and extend our gap. And people are still pitting. Ocon is one of the latest to pit, so we should have a healthy lead on Esteban. Where are we sitting? Currently P5, guys. Hamilton is in the lead. Don't think Hamilton has pitted though. Theo is doing his own thing. We won't be too pushed about Theo now. We're just going to let him run his race. He's got 14 seconds to make up on Joe, so if he does, he does. If he doesn't, I think Theo, unfortunately, due to the mistake, again, is just cost him hugely. But we are racing here. We're catching the back of an Aston Martin, I think, is it? Yep. And that's probably Mick Schumacher. So that is all good. We're just going to put the fuel burn back to neutral here. And again, now it's just about looking after these tires as much as we can. Hamilton is pitted, we're ahead of Hamilton, so we're up to P4 now, guys. So while it's good for now, later in the race, those who pitted later will come back at us as they'll have the fresher rubber. Alonso and Perez seem to be having a good old ding dong, but we are seen to be okay for now in P4. We've 10 laps left, guys. 10 laps left. So this is crucial stage of the race now. We need to be able to hold off Hamilton and Russell, and as I say, Theo is doing okay. He's after close. Well, he's now got Vettel. Why is Vettel running so poor? I don't understand it. I would have thought Vettel would have been a quicker runner than that, especially considering that Bottas does very well in this car. Not sure what it is, but thankfully Pierre's performing well in our car, guys, and he's doing us proud here in a P4. And I think if we didn't have Theo, we'd probably have a very tough season on our hands. But thankfully we do, and Theo, as I say, will come good in time. We're just going to have to keep developing his pace to get him up closer to Pierre and up further on the field, because it's just so tight this year. And then after that, then it'll be a case of his consistency and try and knock these mistakes that he makes out. It's just unlucky. I've noticed since the update as well, the other drivers, or the more experienced drivers, seem to make less mistakes. So it's interesting as well to see. It's a bit more dialed in, I think, maybe than what it was. So again, with Theo, once he can rule out those mistakes, we'll definitely get him further up the field. But for now, he's just going to have to do what he does. Hamilton is close enough that we probably should now burn aggressive. I think we have enough tyres on both our cars to get to the end. Oh, I'm just going to push on there with Theo again and see can we burn off some of that fuel. He's carrying a couple of kgs extra that he doesn't need to be. So we'll see can we get him just to use it. So the laps are ticking away nicely, guys. We're down to 6 laps left now. So we're just going to speed it up again a little bit more, and you can see Hamilton is gaining on us now, hand over fist. And our tyres have gone off the cliff, just that sweet spot. So we're just going to drop back to standard, but we'll get him on push again and see does that make a difference for Pierre. And Perez and Alonso are having a right old scrap at the front. So as that's going on, that might slow it down. That might enable us just to catch, I think, a little bit. But as I say, Hamilton is closing up slowly on the back of us. And we need to go balance and back to aggressive. So we have 4 laps left. It's been a bit of a bore fest. Nothing too exciting has gone on this race, guys. But I think this is round 4, so we'll take that. Yep. Nope, sorry, round 3. Round 4 is Imola. I should have known that. And that's when we get our big upgrades. So for the 3rd round this season, guys, we are going to finish pretty high in the grid. I think we've 3 laps left and we're running pretty hard on the fuel here with Pierre. So Hamilton is now just over a second off us, so no point running 2 cars into the ground like that. But we just got to keep an eye there on Pierre's fuel, because he's currently negative at the moment. And if I have to, oh, that's going to cost us something in this. I think we have enough to stay ahead of Russell though, so maybe we should, just for a little bit, conserve a bit of fuel. See, can we get it back in the green a little bit. There we go. We can probably do balanced again. That should see us enough to cross the line, I hope. But yeah, Hamilton now is right on our gearbox, guys. So it's a toss up between P4, P5. What can we do here with Hamilton? I don't know. Let me go back here. So I'm just going to harvest out of this final section. I don't think Hamilton will do too much to us there. That'll do, that'll do. We're just going to harvest again. We're just going to see, can we build up enough. Gonna have to deploy just a little bit. This Hamilton is coming there, so we can flick back to neutral. So this now is just a race of trying to hold off Hamilton as best we can. And what's the best way to do it? I don't know. He's getting fairly racy with us. Just going to harvest here again. So we're on to the last lap. So again, we're just going to harvest here, you know, the first corner. Hamilton again goes for that move, so we're going to... Oh, he's a lot closer that time. So we're going to go neutral. And Hamilton is racy, guys, so we're just going to have to deploy out of this corner, I would think. Just going to keep the deploy on. So Theo's cross line P19. Fairly disappointing race from Theo's perspective, but again, that crash and the way the field is so close just cost him big time.
That's the flag.
And I think, guys, with Gazzy, we have done it. A P4, guys, that is fantastic. Get in. Get in. So we're delighted, guys. Another good haul of points for the team. And Gazzy is really turning out to be an inspired player this year. No, don't get me wrong, Albon is also performing well, and if anything, probably should replace Theo with Gazzy. We really have a competitive showing then. But for now, guys, that is where we stand. We won't complain too much about it. Again, another good haul of points. Everybody's coming across the line. The Ferrari's just, wow, I'm shocked at that. And there's no pace. I don't know, is it a development thing with him? Did he go the wrong direction? But yes, get in Williams. P4, guys,
Well, this
P4.
weekend, Pierre Gasly flew us to the stars. A very impressive showing today for Williams.
Yep, they managed to bring everything together. Strategy, engineering and driving. They've had a very strong weekend indeed.
And after this result, the team is fourth in the constructor standings.
Now the teams will be looking ahead to Imola, where the season progresses with the Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix. Get ready for some fierce competition.
So there we go, guys, the results of the Australian Grand Prix. Nothing too exciting, but Pierre, as I say, wasn't the most exciting race, but Pierre done a solid job, guys, and picked up 12 more points for the team. Theo, unfortunately, with that accident, just cost himself too much time and he couldn't make it back. You can see his best lap time, he should have been... Wow, his best lap time is actually quicker than... Oh, look at that, he could have been there with Alex Albon. So that shows the pace is there, he just needs to... That mistake cost him so much time. Because he had to do the extra pit and everything with that. In terms of drivers, guys, Pierre's back up to P3 in the drivers' standings, which is phenomenal. I can't believe that. In terms of constructors, Williams sitting comfortably P4. Alpine picked up a good haul of points there, guys, so that really just puts us under a bit of pressure there. But we're only a point between us and Ferrari, so if we can stay P4, I'd be delighted. If we pick off Ferrari, guys, I'd be even more delighted. But we do need Theo to start turning up and scoring. Low points would do us. It just tick along nicely, but we do definitely need something. So, guys, that's been the Australian Grand Prix. Until next time, guys, as always, thanks very much for watching, and we'll see you all again. Take care.